Don, just on Brad Crouch, obviously did well in the Sandford the other day. The state game coming up with there. How do you go, given you want to get a lot of footy into him at the moment?
Yeah, it's a challenge. And look, we've got selection this afternoon, so we'll decide what happens with Brad this week in terms of return to play. But in an ideal world, there'd be an opportunity for him to play, but we'll see how we go after selection.
Were you happy with what he did at that level down the other day?
Yeah, look, it was a good hit out for him. As I said last week, it's more about continuity and getting him to play the way we know that he's capable of playing. And there were some positive signs last week, which was good.
How do you stop the Giants? They're just on an absolute roll, and they're winning quite comfortably against some good teams.
Yeah, they're a really good footy team. They're pretty even across the board. Obviously, they're at the moment they're number one for sort of scoring from stoppages and clearances and so forth. So they're strong there. They've got some key forwards and their back half. Although it's got a couple of guys potentially out this week, with Heath Shaw down there really marshalling, and they're in good form. It's going to be a good test.
How important is it to get first hands on the ball? I mean, we say this every week, but especially against their midfield.
Oh, I think it's pivotal every week. I mean, it's one of those things. I think every coach would say the contested ball is one of their measuring sticks. They would say that getting the game played in their half's important, and never more so than against the better teams. Is that you need that flow of ball, and you need some field position, which we'll be looking for Saturday night.
Will it be hard to change a winning team based on the performance last week?
Yeah, look, we'll assess exactly what it looks like from last week's game. Again, some guys in the Sandford you've mentioned have kept their hand up for selection. A few guys coming back, so it'll be an interesting discussion this afternoon.
Where's Rory Laird at?
Yeah, well, he trained this morning with us. He's another one who's on the edge of return. We've probably just got a decision on Rory as to whether the break he's had allows him enough training to be ready to go come Saturday, or whether he might need a bit of extra time. So we'll talk about that and we'll assess. We'll see how he pulls up tomorrow morning as well. So how he's feeling after today's session.
Don, obviously you can only prepare with who you've got to play against, and going against, I suppose, Gold Coast struggling last week into a team in really hot form. How does that go with the balancing of the preparation of the side?
Yeah, well, look, last week gave us an opportunity, as I said, to work on some things out of the two losses we had against the Bulldogs and Geelong, and they weren't horrible losses. They were strong without necessarily getting the next little bit right. And I saw some signs last week, and as a group, we saw some signs that we're moving in the right direction. So that's the nature of the game. I mean, we get another great challenge this week. I think we showed from our midfield viewpoint, we made some inroads into return to some of the form I know they're capable of playing in. So we get another test Saturday night.
It's going to be another blockbuster. How do you think the team has handled the blockbuster games? You've had a lot of Friday and Saturday night blockbuster games. How do you think they've handled them?
Yeah, I see them as just other games. I mean, they're just against good opposition. We don't put any more or less emphasis on those games. Obviously, it's a bigger challenge. You're playing stronger opposition in good form, and as I said, we'll be preparing, getting ready to play, and with the expectation we come wanting to win.
Don, you mentioned that the Giants rank number one in a couple of areas, but how do you actually rank them overall against the other AFL sides? Where do you see them towards the end of the year?
It's not really for me to project as to where they're going to be at the moment. They're sitting at 7-2 and have got a really strong record. I think they won their last 6 in a row. So clearly they're in good form and they're confident, and they're right in front of us. So we'll get ready for Saturday night.
Don, Mark Rasciuto called them a monster. How do you assess them?
I think I'll leave that for Mark to make that sort of commentary. But look, as I said, they're a really strong footy team. They've got good talent across the lines, and they provide us a great test. And as I said, our guys are up for it. We're looking forward to it.
You did mention Reece Shaw just before, obviously.
Heath Shaw.
Heath Shaw, beg your pardon. Amazing game last week that he had, the rebound. I think basically every kick was effective, so the efficiency there as well. How do you stop him specifically?
Well, I mean, the way the game sort of evolved last week, I mean, he's had obviously 36 kicks out of the back half, most of them primarily in the back half, and as I said, he's a general there. Now, we've got some options with him. Do we play defensive forward on him? Do we, just see how he goes and take it from there? We'll assess that in match committee.
You can get under his skin. I mean, I think it was Geelong, he gave away 3 kicks, 3 goals. Is that something that you try and do, push him to the limit?
I think we'll try and play on the edge this week and make sure that we've got really strong in terms of all the contests, and I don't know if we'll necessarily target individuals. That's generally not our way.
There's been a lot of speculation about Josh Jenkins so far this season, and it continues this week. Would you, as a coach, want that deal done sooner rather than later to put an end to all this?
Look, on the Josh Jenkins ones, it's with list management. It's an ongoing sort of work in progress, and I'm going to leave it with them to get that sort of deal done as soon as they can.
Would you want him here next season?
Yeah, clearly he's a wanted player, and Josh is on the record as saying he wants to stay and play. So, as I said, we'll let the list managers and guys get their job done.
Is it frustrating when a player does have such big money come out in the media, when it comes out in the media that there are big money offers coming his way?
Not really.
You don't think the club's lost control of that situation, considering he has said that he wanted to stay at the club or wants to stay at the club?
My understanding is it's working through the process, and again, what gets reported sometimes, what's get reported, I mean, the parties are in discussions about how to conclude a suitable arrangement for both, and as I said, hopefully that will be sorted out pretty shortly.